This magnificent bush is the butterfly bush, Buddleia davidi, and I can't say enough good things about this tree, or it's a little tree. It's woody stems. It's more of a, I guess, a bush. Some of them can actually grow into little trees and even be made into bonsais. But look at this, it only opened up a couple of days ago and already it's covered in butterflies. This is the small tortoiseshell, one of our best known butterflies. This is the one that hibernates, and I think it was the first butterfly I saw this year. This is a buzzard hovering overhead. See if I can keep the camera on him for any length of time. Not as easy as it seems. It's held up. That's them just complaining because a rook flew over. A lovely birds though, and of course jackdaws have that blue eye, a really blue eye, which is how you can tell them from, well, they're a bit smaller than the other crows in Ireland and of course in Europe as well. Now here's a very beautiful moth, and this one unfortunately is very much the worse for wear. This is the cinnabar moth. This is an interesting find. If you're digging in your garden, you might come across this unusual monster. It eats the roots of a wide variety of plants, and it's quite big, as you can see. It's actually the larva of the cockchafer beetle. So okay, this is a little quiz. What is this? Is this a bee or a fly? Now what's this? Long antennae, so it's clearly not a fly. Or is it a bee or a wasp? This is actually a nomada bee. So, fly or bee? Well, can you see the antennae? No, you can't see antennae, so you know this is a fly. I'll give Hetty some of this. Ready, Hetty? Yep. There you go. See that? She caught that very well. She always likes to come personally and take some food because she gets harassed by other crows. I've made some really good videos of Hetty over the years. This year she looks fantastic. She actually started coming here as a young crow and she was very innocent, but I think, to be honest, she's just a little bit smarter than the others. Ready? Yeah, she got that. Now you see the other crows are coming in now and they're getting a little bit annoying. So this is something kind of wonderful, I think anyway. This is the nest, a nest, of a black ant, or the black garden ant, Lasius niger. And these ants, they don't sting. They will nip you if you have a go at their nest. But what they actually do is they farm aphids. They are farmers. It's hard to believe it, but they keep aphids in, like livestock actually, in their nests. who's in the bird bath today? We have a robin in the bird bath. Birds like to wash themselves. They like to stay nice and clean. Look at that robin, he's really washing. Making sure every feather gets cleaned. These began showing up in the late 1990s and during the Celtic tiger, the early stages of it. And it's called Australoplanus, and it's the Australian flatworm. They hunt earthworms, and the first time I ever saw one, it was attacking an earthworm. They can attack much bigger earthworms. This worm is not very big. I'll just put my finger in so you can see they can be bigger than this. There is a New Zealand flatworm which is much bigger, but it tends to be found further north. So here we have a succulent plant, and on the succulent plant is what looks like bird dung, which is quite common when you keep plants outside. But what is this? There's something unusual about this bird dung. If I focus nice and carefully, you can see, yes, it is bird dung, but no, it's not bird dung. It is in fact a moth. We're in the middle of quite a storm, and the leaves are blowing back and forward, and look at that, the little birds are clinging on to the trees. It's so windy. These are sparrows. It's so windy the little birds can barely cling on. Look at that poor little bird up there. It's just hanging on for dear life. But it's very hard for birds in a storm trying to sleep. It's going to dive now into the water and grab a sand eel if it can. You can see them, obviously they're quite close to shore. Watch that now. Oh, it's changed its mind. Look at that. It's like a bird. It's a gigantic creature. Whoa. Look at that. Gigantic moth. It's the size of a small bird. And the warm weather, the tropical weather we've had, has brought them over. I'll catch this now in a moment. It's flying so well. I don't want to just got trapped in the house. It happens with these things and they scare the hell out of people. They're gigantic. Now this here is a noble false widow, Steatodon nobilis. You can just about see the markings on the back there, which kind of horseshoe mark. This one's a darker one, and they're not aggressive spiders. What they always do is they climb up like this when they feel they're under threat or attack. This one's unhappy because I took it out of its web. Definitely won't like a dog's. Oh, God! This huge bird is a red kite. It's immense. One of the biggest birds you'll see in the sky. Look at the forked tail. No bird in Europe of that size has a forked tail. This is the bird I've been trying to see the whole time. Great spotted woodpecker. And he's actually on a bird feeder down on the East Coast Nature Reserve. He's keeping an eye on me a little bit. But no, he's not too bothered. Here you can see what's left of a pile of dog hair. After the dog was washed a couple of days ago, she began to shed lots of hair, particularly because it's spring. So we collected it together into a big bundle of hair. Last night I put it out here on the lawn. I put down a camera to see what birds would come and gather up the hair. We see hedgehogs at this time of the year a lot. This is probably a male. Female's bigger. He's eating something. It is very possible that in the next few days or weeks you'll see something very unusual like this. You'll be walking along looking at flowers and you'll think, oh my god, am I looking at a hummingbird? And well, look at this, judge for yourselves. So what is this remarkable creature? And it's quite large, not gigantic, but certainly as large as some hummingbirds. There are hundreds and hundreds of them, maybe thousands. They love to sunbathe and they like this kind of shallow, clear water. Here's that one again, chasing a female. You see, he's quite a big deer. See, he doesn't have the antlers. And here you can see this person standing in front of the camera and giving a sense of scale is actually my brother. The same brother who in one of the earlier videos, you'll remember, a sparrowhawk almost took his garden shears from him. Stay away when you see stags doing that, because remember, if a stag charged you, those spikes, it'd be like knives going into you. And the deer are so wound up with hormones, they just can't stop.